Hi, I'm Krystle. I've loved dolls since I was a child, and I never outgrew it. So, when I discovered Reborn Dolls, my collection started to grow. There's Haley, Landon, Avery, Chloe, Shiloh, Grace, Jamie, Jeremy, Maya, Yuki, Savannah, and Ava. Along with collecting, I've been a Reborn artist since 2008. It isn't easy keeping up with my collection, but it sure is a lot of fun. Hi guys, so I'm here with some tips on how to travel with your reborn baby, especially flying. I know a lot of people who are going to the doll show this summer have never flown with a reborn doll before, and they're a little unsure about how things go with security and what the best way is to travel with a reborn doll or a silicone doll or whatever doll it is that you are choosing to bring with you. So I will share some of my experience with you, and honestly guys, it is not as difficult as one would think. It's actually a lot easier than most would think. So I have flown several times now with dolls. The first two times that I flew was when I took my Haley with me. And now the first time I flew was when Haley was still an electronic neonate. And it turns out, I guess, the electronic neonates were built a little bit differently in their mechanics than the actual real care baby think it over. Because when they scanned her at airport security, they pulled me aside and asked me a lot of questions. And this was my first time flying by myself, period, let alone having an electronic doll with me. And the security pulled me aside and was asking me all these questions. Why did I have her? Where was I going? They just said that the x-ray machine couldn't see past, there was like this big thing that was like blocking another area in there. Did I know what was inside this doll? And this and that. And as it turns out, all we had to do was open her battery compartment. They swabbed it with those little things and I was good to go. But it made me very nervous. But that was the only time that I have ever had an issue. The next time I flew, Haley was a Real Care 2, and the Real Care 2s, for some reason, I guess they're built differently inside, so they were able to see everything through the x-ray machine, and that was it. They just let me go through. There was no questions asked. Everything was fine. Same with all of my friends that I got together with that first time that I went down. I was the only one that had a electronic neonate with me. Everyone else had like Real Care 2s, Real Care 1s, and so none of them had issues going through security at all. So it was only that very first time, go figure, my first time when I'd be most nervous, but any other time after that has been totally fine. The last 2 years I have attended the doll show. In 2013 when we went through, it was a breeze. It was literally a breeze. I had 2 dolls in my doll bag, which I will show you in a minute, and Emily had, I think, a doll in her carry-on luggage, and we left them in there and put them right through the x-ray scan machine, and no one batted an eye, no one asked a question. We didn't have to take them out, and it was like that both going to the show and coming back from the show. And then same with last year, it was a breeze. I was carrying Maya with me. If you saw the videos, I had Maya in her stroller and I carried her with me onto the plane. But I also had my contest baby in my doll bag, and you know, they didn't ask me to take her out or anything. So I feel like, I think maybe because of these doll shows every year, I think airport security is kind of getting used to seeing these dolls going through, and so they're generally pretty easy about it. So when traveling, it's really up to you how you want to bring your doll with you. Most of the time I carry my doll with me. The first trip I went on when I had my electronic neonate, I was carrying her, I was wearing her in a Snuggly. I didn't have a stroller at that time, and so I just used one of those front baby carriers attached to me. She was in it, and there was no problems. I just had to take it off and put it in the bin and put it through security. There was no issues other than the fact that they couldn't see properly. The second time I traveled, which was with the Real Care 2 Haley, I had a stroller, so she was in the stroller up until security check, and then I had to put her in the bin, put her through the machine. I had to fold up the stroller, which is really annoying, and put that through the x-ray machine separately as well. And if you have a carrier, then you have to put that through as well. And then when my mom and I went to the doll show, like I said, I just had both of my dolls in my doll bag, and I didn't take them out, and I just put them through, and everything was totally fine. Coming back from the show, we had bought dolls there. So I had my doll that I originally brought with me, which was Shiloh, and then I had the doll that I bought while we were on the trip, which was Jeremy, and I had them both in my doll bag, and then I carried my contest baby in my arms. And again, there was no issue. They just put it through the machine, and that was that. There was nothing else. Depending on, I guess, the airport or the security you get, they sometimes may want to, after it's gone through the x-ray machine, they might want to like swab it. And really, this is nothing that's going to harm your doll. They don't have to take it apart to do this. They just have like this wand kind of thing with like a piece of some kind of a material or something on the end of it. It's soft. It will not scratch your doll. And they just kind of rub it over, and it's something that's supposed to detect explosives. But of course, we don't have explosives in our dolls, so there's nothing to worry about. So just let them do their thing. Just let them know if you're uncomfortable. Just let them know that it is an expensive collectible, and to please be gentle with it. And usually they will handle it very gently. You know, they'll be very careful about it. The time that Haley was an electronic neonate and had to get her battery compartment swabbed, which it took a while because someone was trying to find a screwdriver to open the back of her and stuff. In the meantime, while they were trying to find something, me and the security guy were just talking, and he was just asking me all these questions about what the doll does, why was I bringing it, and I was telling him I was going to meet up with some fellow doll collectors for a weekend, and we were just all bringing a doll with us, and he got a good chuckle out of it, and like we just had fun with it. So generally, like, if you just, you know, are cooperative, there's not going to be an issue. I have yet to ever have anyone want to take apart one of the dolls. Now when it comes to reborns, the last 2 years that I have flown with reborns, I have always just put a little sample of glass beads in a tiny little Ziploc bag, and I keep that in the pocket inside of my doll bag. And that's just in case they do ask about what is this large sack of like what looks like sand kind of material. I've never been asked, but I just thought, just in case they ever asked me what was in there, I could show them this little Ziploc bag of glass beads, and they could swab it if they wanted to, and it would be clear, it would be fine. So if you can do that, I recommend doing it just to be on the safe side. But other than that, it's really easy, and it's really up to you how you want to bring your baby. You can get one of Susan's wonderful doll bags that turns into a bassinet, which I love because then it gives your baby a little bed to sleep while they're in the hotel. So far every year I have brought a doll bag with me, and that's just been because I've had a contest doll with me that no one is supposed to see until I enter it. So I keep it hidden in the doll bag. And then if I choose to bring a doll from my collection with me, I carry them on the plane. I had no issues. I actually thought it was really great bringing my little fold-up umbrella stroller with me because it wasn't too bulky, and it just made it easier going through the airport because I was able to hook my doll bag onto the handle of the stroller and then have my doll, instead of me having to like carry her and get her heavy in my arms and whatnot, I had her in the stroller and I could just go wherever. And of course there's also a little basket underneath the stroller that you can put stuff in as well. And it just really made it easy. And then it's very easy when you go to board the plane. They give you a little tag that you put on your stroller, and when you get just before you enter the plane, there's a little thing at the side where they will collect your stroller, and you have to, the only annoying part is that you have to fold it up. So I had to like set Maya down like on top of my doll bag or sitting on the floor or whatever while I folded up the stroller. And then they take it down and put it under the plane for you. And then when you get off the plane, you just wait for them to bring it up for you, and then you unfold it and you go on your merry way. And it's awesome, and it's free. You don't have to pay any fee to check it at the gate. It's awesome. So I do recommend it. And also it was great at the show because I was able to put things that I bought in the storage bin underneath the stroller. And like I said, I could hook things all over it. Because usually when you go on the plane, you're usually allowed one carry-on item plus one personal item free of charge. So what I did is, instead of carrying a purse, I took whatever I would usually put in my purse in my backpack, so that I could put like my little netbook in my backpack and some other little things that I didn't want to pack in my suitcase. I was able to put all of that in my backpack so I could carry more than I would in a purse. And so my backpack became my carry-on, and then I just packed my purse in my suitcase empty so that once I got over, I could like just put like my money and stuff in my purse. And then I used my doll bag as my personal item because it kind of can pass as a diaper bag. And so like personal item they consider to be a purse or a camera bag or a diaper bag or I think a pillow or an umbrella or something like that. So this looks like a diaper bag. It's about the size of one, and I totally got away with it. I did not have to pay anything, and I just basically put this in the overhead compartment, and I put my my backpack in the seat, under the seat in front of me, because you have to do that. And I sat Maya on my lap, and away we went, and it was totally fine. And you can have a lot of fun that way because you get to introduce people to the Reborns, and if you have a good positive energy attitude about it, generally people are receptive and they like to learn about it and they're interested. And some people, if you're an artist, they might even ask for your card, so have your card with you. And the very fun part is if you do choose to not put your doll in a bag and have them sitting with you in the seat, you can ask for pilot wings, a little pilot wing pin for free to pin on your Reborn doll. So Emily did that the first year for her doll. She got the Delta wings, and last year I flew Delta as well, so I got the Delta wings for Maya. So this year I don't think we're flying with Delta. I think we'll be doing a different airline, so I'll probably ask for them again so we get like a collection of pilot wings. It's kind of fun. And the lady, the stewardess that gave them to me, just absolutely loved Maya, and she thought it was like the cutest thing ever. So yeah, and it's really just a lot of fun. But if you're the type that you don't want to have everyone like seeing that you have a doll and whatever, then you can put them in a duffel bag, like in your carry-on bag. Just wrap them up in a blanket, nice and safe. Or like I said, you can get a doll bag, which I will put the link in the description below on where you can get these. And yeah, it's really cool. Like, the bags are so big that if you only have one doll in the doll bag, you can actually fit the doll and maybe some of their clothes or whatever, so that you don't have to put those in your suitcase. But yeah, those are the options. I generally would not suggest packing your doll in your checked baggage, because then it's not with you. And I mean, sometimes they toss around those bags and you just don't know what would happen to your doll in there. And then if they scanned it and they saw what looked like a baby in there, they might open your luggage and rip everything apart. Just not a good idea at all. I would just say carry it on, whether it be in a doll bag, a duffel bag, or just in your arms, or in a snuggly, anything like that. But yeah, definitely if you do have a little umbrella stroller, I really highly suggest bringing it, because not only does it help you get through the airport easier and, you know, takes the weight off your arms, but it also is nice at the show, because then you don't have to keep carrying your doll in your arms to look at stuff. You can just, you know, push your stroller around, and you can, like I said, put your purchases in the under storage, and, you know, it's great. It makes, it frees up your hands, basically. You're not carrying all these bags from shopping or whatever. So, now, should you bring a doll from your collection? You are definitely welcome to bring a doll from your collection to the doll show. A lot of people do. I generally have. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it this year though, because I do know for certain that I'm going to pick up a baby at the show. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of not going down with a baby this time, and just picking up my baby that I know I'll be getting at the show and just spending the time bonding with her. But it is kind of fun to bring a doll down, and I haven't kind of like figured out how I would work it out yet, because like I do want to bring the stroller, and then it's like, well, if I leave Toronto and I don't have a doll in the stroller, like people are going to wonder like, why am I bringing an empty stroller? So I haven't really decided what I want to do yet with bringing someone from my collection. So it's really, again, it's up to you what you think you can manage to carry. If you know for certain that you're going to the show and you're going to adopt a new baby, you might want to just wait and just get your baby there and enjoy spending time with the baby you adopt at the show, and not worry about having 2 extra dolls to bring home. It's really up to you what you want to do. But I do know that a lot of people do bring at least 1 doll from their collection, just to show off, like just show people, like, because everyone likes to see all the different dolls and things like that. But yeah, I just haven't decided what I want to do on that yet. I think it depends. It's going to depend too on if I can get a doll finish to enter into the contest, because then I got to think about, it'll be almost like when my mom and I went in 2013, where I had brought a doll from my collection, brought a doll to enter into the contest, and then bought a doll at the show. And my contest baby didn't sell at the show, so I had to bring all 3 babies back. And that was pretty tricky. I had to put 2 in the doll bag and carry 1. I mean, it can be done, but yeah, I don't know. I know that the doll that I'm going to be getting is Pixie. As some of you know, I'm waiting on Pixie to be done by Kate Charles. So she is a preemie, so it's not like she's going to be too big. So she would easily fit into the doll bag along with a second doll if need be. So maybe someone from my collection will come. I don't know. I just have to see what I feel at the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there's really not much else that I can tell you guys. Just, you know, be cooperative when you go through security. If they have any questions, just answer them. Just tell them you're going to a doll show. You know, that this is a reborn doll. It's an expensive collectible. Handle it with care. And, you know, most of the time though, if you have them in the doll bag or whatever, they probably will not ask you any questions. It'll just go through the security. You might see them chuckling at the screen. Sometimes I've had that where they're like snickering and laughing at the screen like, ha ha ha, there's dolls in the bag. But that's generally all it is. Then they usually just push it right through and are like, okay, you're good to go. So, yeah, just have fun with it and don't be nervous. I really haven't had any issues at all, to be quite honest. And I'm coming from Canada, going to the States and to the States to Canada, and I haven't had any issues. So just decide, whatever you decide to do, carry them, put them in a bag, whatever. Just know that you are going to have to put them in the bin and put them through the x-ray machine at security, and that there is a possibility that they might get swabbed. But don't worry, the swabbing will not ruin the paint. It will not scratch the paint. It will not do anything to harm your doll. Just let them do it, answer their questions, and you're good to go. So that's my tips for traveling. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And anyone who's planning to take a trip with the baby or who's planning to go to the doll show, I hope you have an awesome time traveling with your baby, and I hope that you will be brave enough to proudly carry your reborn and let people know about this wonderful hobby and be a voice for this community. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Not sure how to go about it, what the best way is with security and stuff. Can you go? Can you please go? Can you please go? Please. Bye-bye. Go. 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 Riley, stop. It's quite... Can you go, please? Go. Please. Mommy's busy. Go to sleep. You can stay there, just be quiet. There was no questions asked. Everything was fine. Same with all of my friends that I got together with that first time that I went down. Go away, please. Jesus. Talking about the upcoming doll show in Denver, Colorado this coming summer. It is a big doll show, and I have lots of information to give you guys. Now, all of this information can be found in more detail on the website, which I will put the link up right now. It's www.roseinternationaldollshow.com. But I just kind of jotted down some notes from that